Somewhere in Ohio right now, a man is fast asleep at 2 a.m. while 3 separate bank deposits hit his account before sunrise. He didn't wake up, he didn't answer a text, he didn't drive anywhere. And when his alarm goes off in the morning, he'll check his phone the way you check the weather. Out of habit, not out of hope, because he already knows what he's going to see. That's not a fantasy. That's not some guru selling you a course on a beach. That's just what happens when you own the right kind of boring. I used to think people like that had some secret, a connection, a head start, money their parents gave them that the rest of us never got. So I spent the last few years doing something most people never actually bother to do. I studied what these quiet, unglamorous income streams look like from the inside, not the version influencers show you, the real version, with real numbers attached. And here's what I found. Almost none of the people making real money on the side are doing anything clever. They're doing something forgettable, on repeat, every single month, while everyone else is out there chasing the next exciting idea that burns out in 6 months. I put together 21 of these, specifically for the US market, with real starting costs, real income ranges, and the honest reason almost nobody's doing them, even though the opportunity is sitting in plain sight. Some of these are going to sting a little, because chances are you've driven past one of these businesses 100 times without ever once seeing it as an opportunity. You saw the dumpster in a driveway and thought construction site. You saw the RV parked for months and thought someone's hobby. You never once thought income. That's not a knock on you. Almost nobody's trained to see it that way. We're taught to look for the next big idea, the app, the product, the thing that goes viral overnight. And while everyone's staring at that horizon, the boring stuff sits right at eye level, completely ignored. By the end of this video, you won't be able to unsee it. If you only remember one thing by the end, remember the last one, because it's not really a business, it's the rule that quietly makes every single one of these 21 work. Let's get into it. 21. Mobile dog washing. Pet spending in the U.S. has crossed $150 billion a year, and dog owners are increasingly paying someone else to handle the one chore they dread, bath time. A single mobile trailer parked outside a pet store on a Saturday morning can wash 15 to 20 dogs at $40 to $60 each. That's over $1,000 in a single day in a business almost nobody considers real, because it sounds like a side gig for a teenager with a hose. It isn't. Operators running 2 trailers on a rotating weekend schedule are quietly clearing 6 figures a year without ever signing a commercial lease or owning a storefront. 20. Construction dumpster rental. Every renovation, every roof tear-off, every move-out in America needs a dumpster sitting in the driveway for a week. You buy the bin once, drop it off, pick it up, dump the contents, and repeat the exact same process with the next customer. A single 20-yard dumpster can rent for $400 to $600 per pickup, and busy operators run 10 to 15 of them across a metro area at the same time. Nobody wants to think about garbage. That discomfort is exactly why almost nobody's competing for it. 19. Event photo booths. Weddings, corporate holiday parties, high school reunions, they all book one now, and most owners in this space are running it as a quiet side business with equipment that pays for itself in under 10 bookings. A single booth rents for $500 to $1,200 a weekend, and once you own the hardware, your only real recurring cost is showing up and packing it back into your car. Most people assume this needs a photography background. It doesn't. The booth does the work. You're really just renting out a machine with a bow tied on it. 18. Document shredding and paper recycling. HIPAA regulations and privacy laws mean medical offices, law firms, and accounting practices are legally required to destroy old client paperwork on a schedule, not just toss it in a bin. A mobile shredding route servicing 20 small offices, billed monthly, can bring in $4,000 to $8,000 a month for a service almost nobody thinks to compete in because shredding paper sounds like the least exciting business imaginable. 17. Residential pool cleaning routes. In Sunbelt states, Florida, Arizona, Texas, California, a solo operator running 40 pools on a weekly route can generate $6,000 to $10,000 a month. Each stop takes 15 to 20 minutes, test the chemicals, skim the surface, empty the basket, move to the next address. Nobody wants to kneel by a filter every single week in the summer heat, and that's precisely why the route stays wide open for whoever's willing to do it. 16. Seasonal snow removal contracts. In the Midwest and Northeast, property managers sign snow removal contracts every October, and those contracts pay out automatically every time it snows, whether the owner thinks about it that day or not. One plow truck holding 30 commercial contracts can bring in $30,000 to $50,000 across a single winter for a service that only technically operates half the year and sits idle the rest. 15. Notary and loan signing services. Every mortgage refinance, every real estate closing in this country needs a licensed notary in the room. Signing agents get paid $75 to $200 per appointment, and a single closing takes about 45 minutes of actual work. Title companies are constantly short on reliable signers, and the entire barrier to entry is a background check and a short state course, a barrier so small most people never even look into it. 14. Local SEO management for small businesses. Most small business owners in America have no idea their Google business profile is quietly losing them customers every single day it sits unmanaged, with outdated hours, no responses to reviews, no fresh photos. A freelancer charging just $300 a month to manage listings and respond to reviews for 15 local clients is sitting on $4,500 a month in recurring revenue with zero inventory, zero employees, and zero office space. Number 13. Home inspection services. Every home sale in the country, and there are millions of them every year, legally requires an inspection first. A licensed inspector charging $400 to $600 per visit, completing 2 inspections a day, is looking at well over $150,000 a year. The barrier isn't money, it's a licensing course most people never bother taking because home inspector doesn't sound like a career path anyone dreams about as a kid. Number 12. RV and trailer rental. Peer-to-peer rental platforms have turned the RV market into a multi-billion-dollar industry almost overnight. One RV rented out on weekends through a rental app can generate $10,000 to $20,000 a year in pure side income for an asset that was otherwise sitting in a driveway, depreciating, insured, and untouched 11 months out of 12. Number 11. Mobile car detailing. Instead of competing with the drive-through car wash on the corner, a detailer who shows up to the customer's actual driveway can charge $100 to $250 per vehicle for the convenience alone. 15 bookings a week, and you're clearing $6,000 plus a month with nothing but a truck, a generator, and a water tank. No rent, no lease, no landlord. Before we go further, notice something that's already repeating across every single one of these. None of them required a genius idea. None of them required you to be first. They required someone willing to do the unglamorous part, the paperwork, the pool chemicals, the driveway nobody else wanted to show up to. Keep that in the back of your mind because it's about to show up again and again for the rest of this list. 10. Medical billing for small clinics. Independent doctors, dentists, and chiropractors constantly lose thousands of dollars a month to rejected insurance claims they don't have time to chase down themselves. A trained medical biller managing 5 small practices, working from a laptop and charging a percentage of what she collects for them, can quietly earn $60,000 to $100,000 a year without a single patient ever learning her name. 9. Vacation rental co-hosting. You don't need to own property to profit from the short-term rental boom. Co-hosts manage listings, guest messages, and cleaning coordination for owners who don't want the hassle, typically for 15 to 25% of the booking revenue. A co-host managing 8 properties in a tourist-heavy market can bring in $5,000 to $9,000 a month without owning a single door, a single mortgage, or a single piece of furniture. The owner takes on all the risk of the property, you just take on the phone calls and get paid every time it books. Number 8. In-store digital ad screens. Small businesses, laundromats, gyms, coffee shops have wall space they're not monetizing at all. Installing a small digital screen and selling 30-second local ad slots to nearby businesses can generate $500 to $1,500 a month per screen. One operator running 20 screens across a mid-sized city is essentially operating a mini billboard network that almost nobody driving past ever realizes exists. Number 7. Junk removal. Not garbage, junk. Old furniture, broken appliances, construction debris nobody wants to load into their own truck and haul to the dump themselves. A two-person crew with a used pickup in a trailer charges $150 to $500 per job, running 3 to 5 jobs in a single day. It's one of the highest margin businesses on this entire list because the real cost is just gas and a dump fee. Number 6. Home gym equipment rental. Since 2020, more Americans want a home gym but don't want to drop $3,000 on equipment they might use for 3 weeks and abandon. Rental companies now lease treadmills, smart bikes, and squat racks on monthly subscriptions, $80 to $150 a month per setup, with the same equipment often getting rented out 4 or 5 separate times across its lifespan. You're not really renting a machine, you're renting someone's guilt about a gym membership they stopped using and charging them monthly for the privilege of trying again. Number 5. Commercial landscaping contracts. Unlike mowing a handful of residential lawns for cash, signing recurring contracts with office parks, HOAs, and retail plazas locks in predictable monthly income you don't have to resell every week. A 2-crew operation running 25 commercial properties can bring in $40,000 to $70,000 a month during growing season, and most of those contracts quietly auto-renew every spring without a single new sales call. The residential mower is competing against every teenager with a truck. The commercial contractor is competing against almost nobody because most people never think to ask a property manager instead of a homeowner. Number 4. Unlimited subscription car washes. This is the version of boring that quietly took over America over the last decade without most people noticing. Instead of charging per wash, owners sell a $25 to $40 monthly membership, and members show up 2, 3, sometimes 4 times a month using less water and soap than they're technically paying for. A single high-traffic location can carry over 2,000 active memberships, recurring revenue landing in the account before a single car even pulls through the tunnel that day. Number 3. Billboard land leasing. If you own even a small strip of land near a highway exit, billboard companies will pay you $500 to $2,000 a month just to lease the space, not to run the business, not to manage anything, just to own the dirt it happens to sit on. You don't sell ads, you don't talk to a single client, you collect a check every month for owning the right rectangle of land at the right exit ramp. 2. Buying small cash-flowing websites. Instead of building an audience from absolute zero, buyers are now purchasing established niche websites and small content businesses that already generate ad and affiliate revenue, usually for 2 to 3 times their annual profit. A site already earning $2,000 a month in ad revenue, bought for around $50,000, is cash flowing from day one. The exact same logic as buying an existing laundromat instead of starting one from scratch and hoping customers show up. 1. Recurring revenue, in any form you choose. And here's the one thing every single item on this list actually has in common, the thing that makes this whole video worth remembering. It was never really about dogs or dumpsters or billboards. It was always about one simple question. Does the customer pay you once, or do they pay you again next month without you having to ask twice? A junk removal job that pays once is a transaction. A landscaping contract that renews every March on its own is a machine. The moment you start filtering every idea through that one question, you'll throw out 90% of what you were chasing and keep only the handful that actually compound into real wealth over time. Here's what that looked like for 2 people I want you to picture for a second. Marcus spent 3 years hunting for the perfect app idea. Pitch decks, all-nighters, thousands of his own dollars poured into a product that never quite found its audience. Every few months, a new idea replaced the last one, and every time he started completely from zero again. He's still employed today, still searching, still convinced the right idea is one attempt away. Jessica, around the same age, bought an existing pool cleaning route from a retiring owner for $18,000. She didn't invent anything new. She didn't build an app. She didn't chase a trend. She just showed up every week and kept 35 customers happy on schedule. 18 months later, she added a second route. 2 years after that, she hired her first technician. Nobody at her old office would ever guess, looking at her now, that pool chemicals quietly paid off her house. The difference between them was never talent, and it was never luck, and it definitely wasn't starting money. Jessica's $18,000 wasn't some inheritance, it was 2 years of savings from a job she didn't love. The real difference was that one of them kept chasing exciting and the other kept building boring on repeat month after month until repeat quietly turned into wealth nobody could see from the outside. If one of these 21 surprised you, or if you've genuinely never considered one of these as a real business before today, hit that like button. It helps this reach more people who are stuck in exactly the spot you might be in right now. Subscribe if you want more breakdowns like this one, because this is only the beginning of what's actually out there once you start looking for boring instead of exciting. And tell me in the comments which number on this list you'd actually start first. Not the one that sounds the most impressive, the one you genuinely go do this weekend. I read every single one.